Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, it's your Pontiff Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Today I'm doing paid review Q21QB57. That's paid review 21QB57. And this is for Andrew. And before we start this, let's do a wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Rolex Submariner. Rolex Submariner. This is the 41mm sub-date steel. Hey Arch, this is the review. Would like your opinion on these watches. It's a Baume & Mercier Clifton Baumatic Moonphase, reference MOA 10549 versus the IWC Portofino Moonphase IW459401. Really like the look of both of these Moonphase watches. Trying to keep my budget around 4,000. The IWC retails at 7, but I've seen them as low as 5 on the used market. The Baume & Mercier retails at 43 and goes used at around 3,500, but have seen these as low as 2.5 for some slightly older models. Baume & Mercier, not the best reputation, but the specs are really hard to ignore for the price of one of these models. Ooh. Okay. It has a 5-day power reserve, exclusive in-house movements, cost certified, and like the open case back display, the Baume & Mercier is pretty huge, though 42mm, and won't look too good on my small wrist. The IWC has a better band reputation and will fit my wrist a little better at 40mm, and I think it looks a bit better cosmetically than the Baume & Mercier, but the IWC is 1,000 over budget. Was wondering which watch would you prefer at their price points. If you have a better Moonphase watch in mind around this point, other than Man on the Moon, we'll get one later down the line. Payment in attached, So we've got a couple interesting watches, and I got to tell you, this particular gentleman here, he's really hit it wrong. He's looking at a price point, and I've got to tell you, you want to get cheap. See, if you want to tick off the list that says, hey, I want to get a you know what? This is a dangerous game you're playing, because there aren't really cheap. Now, this particular gentleman, he got a bargain with an Omega 36mm. He did really well, but now he wants to get a Moonphase, and I got to tell you, you're going to really hit your ass. This is a really dangerous way to go. It's dangerous, okay? It's dangerous. The IWC itself, the Portofino, I've got to be totally honest with you, it's actually a decent looking watch. I'm not a big fan of the gold hands and indices on a steel watch. That's not really my cup of tea there. But I gotta say, in all honesty, it's not a terrible watch. The Portofino, don't confuse it with the Portuguese, which is their chronograph, the classic chronograph. I don't hate this watch, but I think the problem is you're looking for bargains, and that's always a problem. There is no real bargains. So just be careful how you do this. So the IWC, I don't hate it, I don't love it. The Baume & Mercier, I've got to be totally honest with you, man, that is a toxic brand. The Clifton 10549 My God, it is just such a toxic brand. It's mid-tier garbage. This is the sort of shit an accountant buys when they think they want to be cool and sophisticated. That ain't the shit Bud Fox wore, okay? No, Gordon Gekko had a solid gold Cartier Santos. That's what he had in the movie. He wasn't wearing a Beta Soy Borman Mercier. And I gotta tell you, man, there ain't no cheap Moonphases. To be completely honest with you, the only cheap Moonphase I would say would be ArchieLuxury. I reckon a ArchieLuxury Master Control. That's what I'd be looking. That's the only acceptable cheap Moonphases. Anyhow, Andrew came back to me and says, please discard my email. Well, okay, fair enough. I just wanted to bring it up because he's jumping all over the shop like a jackrabbit. He's jumping all over the shop like a jackrabbit. Then he says to me, disregard the previous email. I found the watch that beats both of them at the price point and was also iconic. Zenith El Primero with Moonphase at $4,000. This is from Joma's shop. This model is fairly new watch, produced in 2000s and 2010. It's iconic, has a lot of history. This version I like because it's a triple day and still elegant enough to wear to work or with a suit. Love the color of the dial, white and silver dial with blue and black numbers of the dial. And most importantly, it has the Moonphase. I know the market for this watch kind of sucks, but resale, I'm still getting 60% off original price. I think I like the JLC Master Moonphase a little better, but it's 3,000 to 4,000 more used than the Zenith. I was thinking of getting a JLC Master with just date for around 4,000 used, but no moon. It's kind of boring. Would rather hear your advice on these two watches instead of the other two I discussed in my last email you can disregard. So, I gotta be totally honest with you, this Zenith comes in, and you know what? It's bloody ugly. I think this is an ugly watch. I don't like the way they have done the Moonphase. I don't like the way they've done the chronograph. It's just ugly. I can see why it's cheap, because everybody thinks it's bloody ugly. My advice to you, get back on the JLC. Unfortunately, the problem is the market itself, it realizes these things are ugly. If you want cheap, don't buy luxury watches. You don't get good stuff cheap. Cheap and luxury watches are kind of an oxymoron. They're yin and a yang. Personally, I can see why this Zenith is cheap. And this is why Zenith has been such a toxic brand. It is so toxic because they make so many damn ugly watches. Personally, I think the JLC, and I like the JLC reissues. I think those are, I like the Zenith reissues. I think they look cool. This one you're looking at, my God, it's so 90s. It's ugly. And that is why Zenith, you ask the question, why is Zenith so underdog? Because they churned out ugly shit. When you churn out ugly turds, it makes it hard. Now, I got to tell you, a case in point is Tudor. Rolex's, little brother. And you know why? Tudor pulled out of America because nobody wanted the Iconaut or the Iconaut and the Hydronaut. The only idiot who has actually thinks they're iconic or stylish. I bought one when I was drunk because I thought it was cheap. And you got that Austin Daniels. I mean, the guy has a mullet. The guy has a mullet. He's not exactly the arbitrator of style or fashion. It'll be like taking fashion advice from Dis. Okay? You just don't do that, man. Seriously. When they churn out ugly turds, nobody wants them. And that is why, that is the way it is. I am sorry to have to say this to you. They're ugly turds. Nobody wants turds. And that's it. I'm just telling you nicely and calmly, they're turds. They're ugly turds. Ugly turds that refuse to go down the S-bend. And that's what that Zenith is. It is an ugly turd of a watch. Don't worry about getting Moonphase. Just get a nice, beautiful watch. If it's got a Moonphase, that's a bonus. But these are turds. You're looking at cheap turds. And turds will always, they're always hard to get through the S-bend, you know, when they're full of filler and garbage like that. It's from eating too much of those candies. That's the reason the turds won't go through the S-bend. So I tell you this now, stay away from them. Andrew, you may have got a good watch in the Omega, this 36 mil, but there are no bargains. These ones you've shown me are ugly turds. Let's go to JLC. That would be the best Moonphase, the master control with the Moonphase. That is it. I know it's expensive. That's because it doesn't have ugly turd status. Okay, guys. That's the video for today. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't be afraid to put some comments, good, bad, or ugly. And I will see you in the next one. Don't forget, guys, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need paid reviews to survive. Without paid reviews, I can't survive on YouTube. I can't survive on the Google Ads. The other thing is Patreon allows you to have a relationship with your pontiff. And I do love doing the paid reviews, and I also love Patreon supporters. I really do need your help. Otherwise, I'd be about as popular as that ugly Zenith. The other brand is Gerard Perregay. They make some real ugly turds. Catch you in the next one at the Turd Farm. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to introduce a new service to you. ValueYourWatch.com. Proud supporters of ArchieLuxury. No seller's fees, no buyer's fees. That's right, guys. This is a trading platform to buy or sell watches. You can start selling for free. That's right. We advertise our paying for our paying subscribers on Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's a global platform. That's right, guys. Get $50 off the annual subscription by applying the coupon Archie when you check in there. But guys, you can try this for free straight away. Guys, you can start listing watches. ValueYourWatch.com. Give it a try and tell me what you guys think of that.
All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia.
check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Patek's came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.